My first memories of art are definitely my dad's studio, walking in and just smelling the oil paints, the terps. It's something that just stuck with me forever. And obviously the paintings, thousands of paintings hanging all over the place. To experiment, because when you experiment, you get to learn things that no one else can teach you. It just opens your mind, and you can learn things that no one can really teach you. You remember things that you learn. So experimentation is very important. Growing up with my father was amazing. The whole family was really amazing. The gallery, he had the largest private art collection in the Southern Hemisphere, which was just massive. And the family home adorned with millions of dollars of amazing art. So it was, there was just so much resource there. It was really incredible. And just the amount of paintings that I could draw inspiration from and see and study techniques and different finishes on different works. It was incredible. And meeting different people too, celebrities and politicians, and there was always something going up there, always something happening, film crews and different documentaries that he'd done. It was great, really interesting. I didn't go to art school. I'd done no formal training. I was luckily, I guess I was blessed to learn from my father. He was Australia's best-selling artist for over 50 years. So I didn't really feel I needed to go to art school. Watching my father work and learning techniques and tricks from him, and also all the visiting artists that he used to chat with, and it was really exciting to be able to talk with other really famous artists especially, and to learn how they do things, the way they handle the art world and the way they express themselves. They're all so different. You never get two artists the same, really. Everyone has a different subjects that they like to paint, different styles, different mediums. So I found I could learn just about everything I needed, especially just studying all the artworks in Dad's collection. There was so many different, such an eclectic collection. It was amazing to be able to go from still lifes and portraits and to all the old ancient artifact type things that he had there, and it was amazing. So no formal training. I like oils and acrylics. I love oils. Oils are my favourite. However, acrylics are an amazing medium. I usually start, especially major works, I'll always start with an acrylic because it's so forgiving, and if you make a mess or you're not sure where you are, you can just keep over painting it. It's dry in 5 minutes, and you can build up exactly sort of where you want to go through acrylics really easily. And then finish them off with oils, and that brings out the guts, the real beautiful, powerful colours, the depth. Oils are just amazing. So I prefer oils to acrylics, but I certainly need acrylics to get to that finish point. I had a ball growing up in my family. My dad, he was so funny. I remember as a child, he got me to hold a sieve that you use for sieving sand, and had a broomstick on it, and I had to hold it out while he was up on the roof dropping paint through it onto canvases. I was with him dropping paint out of air balloons onto big canvases, out of aeroplanes, watching him shoot out of cannons, air cannons, black powder cannons, guns. He fired the paint at canvases, he threw it at canvases. He crawled through it, he done all sorts of things. So it was really good fun. There was never a dull moment. And he was a real inventor too, and he was curious about all sorts of things, so he experimented heaps. And that was great fun. There was never a dull moment. He always had something. And sculpture as well. He'd done a huge amount of sculpture. So yeah, it was good fun growing up in Broken Hill at the gallery there. There was always visitors and people coming and going, and everyone wanted to talk to him and interview him or whatever, but he was such an interesting guy. He always had so much happening. So yeah, he was a lot of fun. Even running over boards and paints with his Rolls Royce, you name it. He's just always experimenting. I like flying. I got my pilot license when I was 16. I started flying. Dad even come up with me once and threw paint out of the window of the plane as well onto an outcrop of rocks. That was good fun. So I could have maybe followed those lines as a pilot. I really enjoyed that. I also wanted to be a professional golfer, but I was hopeless. I got an A grade, but yeah, no good. Inspiration can be found anywhere, I believe. Anywhere at all in your backyard, the kitchen sink, there's subjects all over the place. It's whatever you see as a painting. So, and it might be the vegetable sitting on the kitchen counter, or it could be on your way fishing somewhere. You'll see a particular landscape or a scene that it actually works for you. Inspiration is a funny thing. A lot of artists will change. Some artists paint the same jolly thing constantly. Other artists like to change and be a little more eclectic in their subject matter, in their choices. So inspiration can come from so many different places, from people to scenes. It's just whatever tickles your fancy. Everyone will draw inspiration from a different source. So, but for me, I think the landscape really gets me. I love the landscapes. Even though I paint a lot of other subjects, landscapes really appeal to me. I just love the depth and the warmth of the Aussie scenery. Australia's a big land, and it differs so much. There's the wetlands and the deserts and the mountains, the oceans. So it's good. Lots of practice, and it's consistency. You've got to consistently work daily on refining your craft, trying different experimentation again, trying different techniques, using different mediums. And once you're proficient at putting a painting together, then you need to be able to sell them. That's the whole idea of being a professional. Galleries, internet, online's really the way to go these days, I guess. Galleries seem to be fading out to a degree. There's not as many as there used to be. So to find a good gallery that put a good portfolio of your work together, a good selection of different beautiful works that you've completed, put them on a disc or on a stick these days, or email them, whatever, but they need to be able to see a gallery will look at you as an artist and think, well, what can this guy do, or what can this person produce? So you need to put a really good portfolio together and just keep going from one gallery to the next, because some will like your work, others won't. You just got to keep getting your work out there. If you've got a website, a different social media platforms, and just keep your work getting out there. The more people that see it, the more people are going to want it. Everywhere, all over the place, all over Australia, travelling with exhibitions. It's amazing. It opens a lot of doors. You meet a lot of people, especially at gallery openings. There's so many different types of people that like to buy art. Some people have never bought art, and there's a low percentage actually. The amount of people that buy original artworks, it's not a huge amount, but a lot of people go and buy a print or something to put on their walls. But art takes you all over the place. There's on-site, plein air painting. There's so many places you can travel to paint. Into the galleries and exhibitions again. And the people that you meet along the way, it's really interesting, especially at exhibitions. They're just fantastic because some are politicians, some are car yard owners, some are little old ladies with an interest in art. So I think the amount of people that you meet through being an artist is quite good, and they always want information. They'll always talk to you quite deeply about your craft, and that's good. It opens up a lot of conversations. So you get to visit different people, make a lot of friends. It's a great industry. My advice to students would be to keep painting. Don't stop. I think just always experiment and paint, and if you lose sight, start again. If you make a mess, start again. You can't go wrong. You've just got to keep painting. Just constantly. And even if you have a week off, a day off, a month off, just keep coming back to it. And to leave an area at your home or in your shed or wherever it might be, have an area set up so you don't have to unpack everything all the time just to do a painting. Have it set up so you can just get out there, get stuck into it whenever you feel like it. Enjoy.